So I'm at my desk this week, minding my business, working on my own stuff, and a video pops out in my feed. You know how the feed does, it knows things. It's this woman doing her 18-month later story. She had a job, $131,000 a year. Good job. She gets laid off. Unemployment gives her $600. 600. And after 12 months, even that stops. And you know what this woman did? While unemployed, no job, she paid off over $10,000 of credit card debt and she bet on herself. 18 months later, she's sitting in that video with her own thing, telling the story from the other side. And I could not stop thinking about one question. What lights the fire? Like, what finally makes a woman stop saying someday and start moving like her life depends on it? Because for her, it was the layoff. And I'm going to tell you what relit my fire this month because something has been happening to me for the past year that I did not talk about. And I brought receipts, real ones, from a pharmacy counter. So stay with me because if you have one income right now, this video is about you. See, most of us have a second income filed in our heads under someday extra. That thing ambitious people do. When life comes down, when the kids are settled, when things slow down at work, then maybe. I need you to move it to a different folder today because the deal we were raised on, do everything right and you'll be okay, work hard, pay your bills, pay your insurance every month, follow the rules, baby, somebody has been quietly rewriting the deal. And they didn't send us a letter. You find out at the counter, you find out $10 at a time until it's $1,200 at a time. Let me tell you what I mean. And first, understand something about me. I'm not somebody who skipped steps. I pay for private insurance every single month out of my pocket. On time. I do my checkups. I do my paperwork. I am the woman they had in mind when they wrote the rules, okay? So everything I'm about to tell you happened to the woman who did it right. Hold that. And if you're the same kind of woman, the rule follower, the one paying for protection, you're going to feel this in your chest before I finish. And if none of this has touched you yet, don't you dare skip this video. Consider it a weather report from a few miles up the road. It started small. Sometime last year, I noticed that my co-pays, they went up. No announcement, no apology, just a different number at the front desk. And I did what we all do. I paid it. Annoying, but fine, right? That's how they get you, by the way. Every step is just small enough to swallow. Then my doctors start disappearing, not retiring, disappearing from my network. People I've been seeing for years. And now there's a letter talking about out of network this and no longer participating that. A team I trusted thinning out one envelope at a time. Then I had my surgery last year. And y'all, let me tell you what I had to do before my own surgery. I sat at my computer and looked up every single person who was going to be in that operating room. The surgeon, the anesthesiologist, everybody. Not because I doubted them, because if one of those people happened to be out of network, I could wake up from anesthesia to a bill that would eat my savings. You hear me? I'm preparing for surgery. And my homework is investigating the room so my own insurance cannot ambush me while I'm unconscious. Oh, and it gets better. You go in for tests now. They hand you the little tube with the instructions taped on it. Go collect your own sample, ma'am. The professionals I'm paying send me to the bathroom with a piece of paper. I'm doing the lab's job now. And then, that simple, I collected my own self, goes to the lab. And my insurance, the one I pay every single month, decides the lab work. That's on me too. Pay out of pocket. Please and thank you. So I'm paying them monthly. My co-pays went up. My doctors are missing. I'm auditing operating rooms. I'm collecting my own samples. I'm paying for the lab anyway. And baby, that was the warm-up. Now, here's the one that made me redo my whole budget. Last year, I had a hysterectomy. And after my doctor put me on hormone therapy, normal, standard, she prescribed everything. Watch this timeline with me. Month number 1, I go to the pharmacy, $10. Fine. Month number 2, same counter, same prescription, $10. Fine. Month 3, same prescriptions, same me, same insurance I've been paying every single month like clockwork. And they decided on month 3, for reasons that they kept to themselves, nope, we're done paying for that. One of my medications, $125 out of pocket. Another one, almost $500. And one of them, y'all, $1,200 for medicine that my own doctor prescribed, that they covered for $10, 60 days earlier. Nothing changed about my body. Nothing changed about the medicine. The only thing that changed was whether they felt like keeping the deal. Now, you know me, I don't lie down. I made the calls. And if you've ever fought an insurance company, you already know what the calls mean. The whole music, the transfers, explaining the whole thing from the beginning to the 4th different person, the forms that my doctor's office had to send like it's 1995, calling back about the call already called about. It's a part-time job that they hand you, unpaid. And honestly, I think that's on purpose. Make the fight annoying enough and most people just give up and pay. I didn't give up and I got the prices down. But let me tell you the honest ending. After winning, I still paid more than $10. My victory was paying less of a bill I was never supposed to have in the first place. Oh, and one more, because apparently they're collecting the whole set. My primary care wanted me to do a sleep study, her recommendation, medical, in my chart. I called to schedule it and they tell me, not covered. If you want the study your doctor ordered, you can pay for it yourself. So at this point, I'm asking, what exactly is the monthly payment for? The card? Is it for the card in my wallet? Because it's a very nice card. So one night, I sat down with all of it and just did the math. My income is one number, 1, and everything that's supposed to protect that number is leaking. The copays leak, the network leaks, the lab leaks. The pharmacy counter can open a $1,200 hole in my month with no warning letter. And if the income itself disappears, you saw what caught the woman in my feed, $600 with an expiration date. The math is not mathing, y'all. It's just not one stream of income. In this environment, it is not being careful. It's being exposed. And I don't know how long this shenanigan is going to last. So I've decided to plan like it's the new weather. And before somebody types it, I know somebody's fingers are already moving. Well, Webley, just cut expenses. Sis, I teach budgeting. Cutting is my native language, but you cannot cut your way out of a $1,200 surprise that used to cost $10. There's a floor on how little you can spend. There is no ceiling on what you can earn. When money starts living in new ways, money has to start arriving in new ways. That's not greed. That's plumbing. And listen, this is not me telling you to panic. Panic is useless. Panic just scrolls. This is me telling you to look, because there's a difference between the woman who's anxious about the news and the woman who's adjusted her plan. They feel the same fear. Only one of them converted it into something. Fear you act on becomes a plan. Fear you sit in just becomes a Tuesday. That's what betting on yourself actually means. And I need you to hear that phrase fresh, because we were taught that betting on yourself is the risky thing, the daredevil thing. Flip it. In this economy, betting on yourself is the careful move. It's the seatbelt. Building a second stream that answers to you, that no network can drop, and no month 3 letter can cancel, that's the most responsible thing a responsible woman can do right now. And if you're sitting there like, okay, Webley, but how? That's exactly what I'm opening in September. My whole process, $97, waitlist in the description. That's all I'm saying about it right now. So let me finish what I came to say, because I don't give advice that I'm not taking. Here's what betting on myself looked like at my house this week. I am redoing my entire budget right now, line by line, because last year's number do not fit this year's weather. And pretending they do is how careful women get caught. And I'm going all in what I'm building. Every video I make for the rest of this year serves the plan. The offer I'm building gets finished, not polished forever. And the hours I used to spend doom scrolling about how bad things are getting, those hours go into building the thing that protects me from how bad things are getting. Same worry, different address. Worry that builds something is just called work. Your homework is smaller though. And it's the same first move that I made. 2 questions and answer them on paper, not with vibes. 1, if your insurance pulled a month 3 on you tomorrow, what would it do to your budget? And number 2, if your one income caught a cold, what's your $600 plan? And when does it expire? Sit with your real numbers this week, because the woman in my feed didn't get to choose when her fire got lit. You still do. And a fire you light yourself is a whole lot cheaper than the one they light for you. So let me land this. The deal changed on us quietly. Copays up, doctors vanishing, do-it-yourself lab kits, and a pharmacy counter that went from $10 to $1,200 with 0 warning. And it happened to the woman doing everything right. That's the part I need you to sit with. Which means one income with leaky protection is not safety anymore. A second stream is not ambition anymore. It's protection. Betting on yourself is the careful move now. And the first bet is free. Your real numbers on paper this week. What would month 3 do to you? Start building your answer before you need it. Let me come back to where I started. What lights the fire? For the woman in my feed, it was a layoff and a $600 check with an end date. For me, this month, it was a pharmacy counter and a number I made them repeat twice. You notice the pattern? The fire almost gets lit by somebody else's match. Something happens to us first, but it doesn't have to go that way. That's the only reason I told you all my business today. I'm handing you my receipts so you can borrow my fire instead of waiting for your own month 3. Because 18 months from now, some version of you is telling this story from one side or the other. The woman the math caught, or the woman who saw it coming and built her second stream on purpose, on her own schedule, before any counter could surprise her. I know which one I'm betting on. I read your comments. I've met you. She's already in there. She just needs you to go first. Oh, all right. This one was a little heavy. If you're ready to build the stream and you want my exact process, everything I did in the order, I'll do it again. Doors open in September, $97. The wait list at the top of the description gets first access, and the founding price, no countdown clocks, just the steps. And if we haven't met, I'm Webley. I started over at 50 years old. And on this channel, we do money in plain language, receipts, and all starting over at 50 years old every single day. Now, tell me in the comments, because I read every single one of your comments, what lit the fire under you? Or if it hasn't been lit yet, tell me your month 3 moment, the bill, the letter, the counter that made your math stop mathing. Somebody in these comments needs to see she's not the only one. Be that for her. And subscribe if this is your season. You don't need permission to start over. You need a second birth. And I'll see you in the next one.